So hello everyone, this is your subject, Practical Research 1. A is selecting and synthesizing information from relevant literature. So we're already done with your chapter 1, diba? I already discussed the introduction, the significance of the study, scope and delimitation, and statement of the problem. Now, we're up for the chapter 2, which is review of related literature. That's why our topic for today is selecting and synthesizing information from relevant literature. So let's have a simple analysis. Have you imagined a human body without bones? So, ini-imagine nyo ba na kapag ang tao ay pinanganak na walang buto? What do you think might happen if there is an absence of them? Paano kaya kapag pinanganak tayong walang mga bones? Do you think you can stand firm and be able to perform all the activities that you can do now? So, na-imagine nyo pang kaya nyo bang tumayo without your bones? Or even sitting right now without your bones? So, diba? Parang imposible. Just like in research, a study is not enough, has its heart. Hindi lang heart ang kailangan ng study. What is the heart? The heart of the study is the research purpose that prompts a researcher to pursue a study. So, ang heart na tinatawag sa research is yung research purpose. Ano ba ang magiging benefit ng iyong research after doing it? You must remember that a study with a heart, however, without a bone, would make it as weak and substantial. Kung may purpose man ang study mo, di ba? You already know what title, what topic you're going to do. Pero, yun lang yung alam mo sa study mo. Wala kang background of your study. So, parang walang bone yung iyong study. So, the bone is the background or related study about sa study mo. That's why, papasok dito ang literature. Let's write it in our chat box, your answer. What are the 4 parts of a chapter 1? Ano ang 4 na bahagi ng chapter 1? I already mentioned that a while ago. Please answer it sa ating chat box. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, time is up. So there are 4 parts ng chapter 1 forward to our topic. Let's analyze these 4 pictures. Okay? The sun. What does it provide? It provides light. Newspaper. It conveys information. The man. Kapag nagtatrabaho, anong nangyayari kapag nagtatrabaho? It gives income, nagkakapera. Ang fruits, anong nabibigay ng fruits? It supplies vitamin. The answer is a word which has 6 letters and begins with the letter S. So, anong word ang pagkakapare-pareho ng 4 na picture? Ano kaya yan? I'm going to give you 10 seconds to answer this ano ba to? Puzzle. So, from the sun, newspaper, trabaho, gulay at prutas, ano ang na-analyze nyo? It provides light, information, income, vitamin. Nagsisimula sa letter S. Those are sources. S-O-U-R-C-E. Sources. Just like those things, we need different sources. Ang sources na tatawagin natin or ang sources na mga kailangan natin ay literature. So let us first define what is literature. According to Bloomsburg University of Pennsylvania, literature review requires for a survey of scholarly articles, books, and other sources, which will later be enumerated, summarized, and evaluated in order to form a concrete basis and support for the current study. So, literature review is the bone of your study. The heart of your study is the research purpose. The bone is the literature review. It supports your research. Okay? That's why it's called the bone. So, saan kayo makakakuha ng literature? Sa libro, sa articles, sa internet, journals, other published research paper, and many other things. Literature ang tawag doon. Sinasabing literature review dahil babasahin mo yun, iintindihin mo yun, isa-summarize mo, and i-connect mo siya sa study mo. So, ano ba ang mga dapat gawin sa literature review? But first, what are the purposes of reviewing a literature? Bakit kailangan mong i-review ang isang literature bago mo siya i-connect or ilagay sa research paper mo? The following are the purposes of a literature review. This is according to University of South Carolina or Carolina. These are from the University of South Carolina Library. First one, the first purpose, bakit ginagawa ang literature review is it provides the researcher a clear understanding of the study to be investigated. Nagbibigay linaw ito sa inyo as a researcher kung ano ba yung study na gusto mong gawin. It gives you clear understanding. Through literature review, the researcher can boost his or her confidence by clearly understanding the phenomenon and be able to clarify essential variables of the study. So ano ba ang mga dapat yung basahing literature or mga study? Siyempre, yung mga connected sa study mo. That's why, if your research is all about academic performances, if you Google it, lalabas yung mga different academic performances related study. Related study are considered literature. Yung mga previous na research papers, literature din ang mga yon. You need to read those things para it gives you clear understanding of the study na gusto mong i-study. Okay? So, literatures are topics, paper published related to the study that you are going to study or related to the research that you are planning to do. Okay? Next one. It justifies the need for conducting the study. Review of related or review of literature allows the researcher to identify the existing gap in knowledge. Thus, further investigation to be conducted by the researcher will be justified. Diba? I told you before that there is this so-called research gap. You need to read previous research papers or published papers, articles na may kinalaman sa topic nyo para makita nyo yung mga gaps. Ano yung mga kulang sa mga previous research papers? Ano yung mga kailangan pang malaman? Those are the gaps that needs to be or it needs to be conducted. Yung mga gap, yun yung mga kailangan i-conduct, di ba? Next one. It serves as the basis for establishing concepts presented in the study. So kapag nagbabasa ka ng iba't ibang previous studies, previous research papers, nagkakaroon ka ng concept what your topic is all about. How will you do it? What are the research methods that can be used with that topic that you want to do? Paano nila kinandak? Pwede mong gawin din yun. Kung paano nila kinandak, di ba? Paano yung format ng questionnaire nila? Ganon. So, by reading different research paper na na-publish na, magkakaroon kayo ng idea kung ano at paano nyo gagawin ang research din ninyo. Okay? That's why you need to read topics and research papers na related sa napili nyong research topic. Okay? Sabi nga natin before, research has the characteristic of replicability. It can be replicated, di ba? That's why you need to read. Okay? So those are the purposes why we need to do review or literature review. Why we need to do literature review. Now, let us do the selecting the literature for a study. Paano ba natin malalaman kapag ang isang paper ay pwede mong gamitin as a literature? Paano mo malalaman kung ang literature na yon ay pwede mong i-adapt sa research paper mo, ilagay mo sa chapter 2 at gawing part ng iyong review of related literature? Are you with me? Yes. So let's move forward. In selecting the literature for a study, the following questions should be considered. So bago mo i-add ang isang literature sa iyong research paper, sa inyong chapter 2, gawing part ng review of related literature, kailangan nyo munang tanungin ang mga sarili nyo sa mga tanong na ito. Or kailangan nyo munang i-assess ang paper gamit ang mga tanong na to. Okay? Number 1. Can this literature help me clearly present the delimitation of my study? Yung research ba na to, magagamit ko para mailabas or maipakita yung mga hangganan ng aking study? Can this literature give me insights to present properly essential variables of my study? Kapag binasa ko ba itong paper na to, tatanungin kong sarili ko, itong paper ba na to is nakapagbibigay linaw ba sa akin sa mga variables na kasali sa research ko, 'di ba? Academic performance, pwedeng tardiness, pwedeng teenage pregnancy. Are those variable present in this literature? Then present din siya sa literature ko or present din siya sa research ko? Pwede ko ba siyang in-adapt? Does it give me clear understanding of the topic? Nakakatulong ba siyang unawain mo pa? Mas maintindihan mo pa yung topic mo? So, yan. Is this literature up to date? So, ang research ba na or nakakita ka ng isang research paper sa internet, but the date was 1987. So, will you get it? No, because it's out of date na siya. 1987, who uses that? So, you only need to use or to adopt literature 5 years past the present time. Halimbawa, 2021. So, 2016. From 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, yun lang ang pwede mong gamiting mga literature. So, kapag pinablish na siya ng 2010, hindi na siya pwede because hindi siya up to date. Okay? So, kapag nakakita kayo, the topic is good, related siya sa study mo, it gives you enlightenment, but the date is 1987, it's a no because it's out of date na siya. Makaluma na siya. So, dapat latest yung mga gagamitin yung literature sa chapter 2. Okay? Next question. Does this literature provide perceptive and accurate results and conclusion? So, nung binasa mo yung research na yon, maganda ba yung result sa chapter 4? Pero, is it clearly stated? Maganda ba yung interpretation ng result? Ganon, okay? Next one. Does this literature present contrasting ideas which can be used in identifying research gap? May research gap pang lumalabas sa research na to na pwede kong maging topic or concept sa research topic ko. So those are the questions you need to question yourself before adopting a literature. How do you conduct a research or a review of literature? Paano na ginagawa ang review of literature? From knowing the purpose of the review of literature to asking yourself different questions if this literature is okay to put in your research paper. Now, we're going to do how to conduct a review of literature. Paano naman ginagawa na? When the researcher is about to engage himself or herself in doing literature review, he must do it in a systematic procedure so as to arrive with a comprehensive output which can later be used in substantiating the work. So it has a systematic procedure, by step procedure, para maintindihan ng maayos yung chapter 2 mo. According to Boza 2015 of University of California, presents 6 steps in conducting a literature review. So may 6 steps kung paano mo gagawin ang literature review. Bakit may pagong? Kasi ang paggawa ng literature review ay isang napakahabang gawain, napakatagal, kaya may pagong. Because you need to read, di ba? You need to read, analyze, interpret the literature that you're going to read. So the first step in conducting a literature review is decide on the area of research. What does it mean? The first step always begins with the clear problem in mind of the researcher. He or she must clearly know the topic as well as the rationale of the study to be conducted. This will allow the researcher to focus on articles and books that are relevant and can help him or her substantiate the work. So, diba? That's why I keep on telling you, know your research topic or your research problem. You should always know your research topic. Bakit? Kasi hindi ka makakapag-move forward sa research mo kapag hindi mo alam yung pinaka-main na topic mo or your problem. That's why, first, dapat alam mo na kung ano yung topic na hahanapin mo. Okay? That's why you need to have your research title na. Okay? O ngayon, alam mo na yung problem, yung topic na isa-search mo. Ano na susunod? Search for the literature. After knowing your research topic, research problem, ano nang gagawin? Search for the literature. In searching for the literature, which can be used for study, the researcher may utilize printed materials and references which can normally be found in the library. On the other hand, online sources, which also offers scholarly articles and books, must likewise be considered for this to make or to save time. So, saan magsa-search ng literature? You can use printed or non-printed materials. Printed materials are found sa face-to-face library setting, di ba? So, mga books, ganon. Non-print sa mga internet or sa internet, makikita. Paano magsa-search ng literature? Use codes. Academic performance, teenage pregnancy, tardiness of students, social support, what else? Kung ano man yung mga variables mo sa research mo, yun yung isa-search mo. Review of related literature in academic performance. So that's how you search for literature. After knowing your topic or your problem, then nag-research ka na sa internet because that is the most handy today kasi internet talaga tayo ngayon, di ba? What is the next procedure? From knowing, nag-search ka na, ano nang susunod? Find relevant excerpt in books and articles. Reading the abstract of a scholarly work will help the researcher determine whether it is relevant or not to the study under investigation. So, kapag nakahanap ka na, ano nang gagawin mo? Babasahin mo siya. The first part that you're going to read is the title, of course. Then kapag okay ka sa title, uy, maganda to ah. Babasahin mo na yung abstract part of that work. The abstract part is yung summarized result ng research na yon. So that's the abstract. After mong mabasa yung abstract, medyo nagka-interest ka na. Pupunta ka na sa definition of terms, sa findings, sa conclusion. Then kapag nabasa mo na siya, pagde-decide mo na ang sarili mo. Pwede ko ba itong kunin or hindi? So it's up to you. So from knowing your research topic, your research problem, nag-research ka na, binasa mo na. So ganun lang yan. Next one. Pag binasa mo na, paano ka kukuha ng data sa binasa mo? So there are different levels and types of reading that a researcher can utilize. Paano ba ang pagbabasa? Pwedeng elementary reading, pwedeng systematic reading, pwedeng analytic reading, and comparative reading. So binasa mo na siya, ano nang gagawin mo? Code the literature. Categorizing the themes of the concept found in different literature must be done for better analysis and evaluation. Themes can be categorized from the similarities to the differences found among those relevant works. Meanwhile, tools for reading and reviewing should also be considered by the researcher in order to save more time, since these allow him or her to easily revisit the concept that may be a help in the process of literature review. So kapag binasa mo na siya, uunawain mo na siya, di ba? Titignan mo na yung kapareho o yung mga pwede mong i-adapt na mga ideas mula sa literature na yon, mula sa study na yon. Titignan mo yung mga similarities and differences, yung mga variables sa study na yon, yung mga pwede mong kopyahin. Okay? So there are two types of doing the coding of literature. Highlighting and annotation. Paano ka nagbabasa, di ba? Highlight. Ang highlight is kung magkagamit ka ng highlighter. So binabasa mo siya, di ba? Annotation. Nagsusulat ka sa gilid-gilid ng ng paper or ng isang literature, that is annotation. Binibilog-bilugan mo siya, nire-rephrase mo, ginagawan mo ng parang sinasummarize mo yung idea nun, ganun ang annotation, okay? So there are two different strategy, technique kung paano nyo i-code yung literature. Next one. So, natignan mo na yung mga important parts ng literature na yun, di ba? What is the next step? Create conceptual theme. After coding the concepts perceived to be important by the researcher in the conduct of the study, he or she may be organize them in order to see in a wider perspective the relevance, including their similarities and differences to the current work. The researcher may utilize a literature review synthesis matrix to better see how the gathered information or data from literature review will be presented in the study. So, na-code mo na siya. Natignan mo yun na yung mga important ideas, info from that research or from that literature. Pwede kang gumamit or gumawa ng conceptual theme or SEMA. Or tinatawag din siyang literature review synthesis matrix. So, ganito ang isang matrix. So, study 1, ito yung isang study 1 na nakita mo. Kailangan mong kunin yung problems or the purpose of the study, ano ang ginamit na design, ilan ang sample, paano ang methods, ano ang method na ginamit, anong instrument ang ginamit, ano ang findings, or ano ang conclusion. So that's how you code your literature. An example is this one. So the study, this is the study 1. Binasa mo. Nakita mo that the purpose or the problem is to study the influence of emojis on communication language. So that is the purpose of the study. Ano ang design ng research na yun? Quantitative. Dahil quantitative, ilan ang respondents mo or sample? 200 students. Dahil quantitative siya, ano ang method? Survey. Anong instrument mo? Pwedeng interview questionnaire, pwedeng questionnaire. Pero yung study na to specifically, it's questionnaire. So nabasa mo sa conclusion part, sa latter part ng chapter, yung findings. Nabasa mo that it revealed that the emoji with tears of joy, is the most used emoji among the respondents with the percentage of 43.5. It is also observed that very less number of respondents use the sad smiley. Wow, that's a nice findings, right? So yung emoji ay ni smiley na may yun daw yung pinakagamit na emoji. Another sample, study number 2. What is the purpose? To provide an overview of the functions of emojis in everyday written communication. What is the design? Quantitative. Sample 82. Survey, then questionnaire. Yung findings. It revealed that the most emojis on Twitter since December 2019 from the frequency distribution of emojis per country are the face with tears of joy, accounted for 6.7%. Smiley face with heart shaped with 3.72%, and the face showing a kiss with 2.1%. So that's how a literature synthesis matrix works. Ang pinakamatagal lang na gawin kapag literature review is yung pagbabasa and paghahanap. Dito sa matrix, madali na lang yan kapag inintindi mo ng maayos ang iyong binabasa. Now, you have a matrix. What is the next thing that you're going to do? Begin writing literature review. With a complete vision of necessary data that came from reading and reviewing literature, the researcher may now begin the draft of the manuscript for review of the related literature section. He or she must not forget to cite the author of any data that he or that will be used in the study. Cite the author. Huwag mong kakalimutang kuhanin yung link kung saan mo siya kinuha, isulat kung sino ang author ng literature na yon or ng study na yon or ng article na yon. Para in the end part of your paper, dun yung references, di ba? At dahil alam mo nang gumawa ng isang literature review, pwede mo na siyang gawin ngayon. After doing the chapter 1, the 4 parts, pwede ka nang mag-forward sa literature review, which is the chapter 2. Ayun.